Welcome to Sit and Stay, the podcast that breaks down the challenges of starting and maintaining a mental health practice into digestible chapters. Sit and Stay is presented by RipsyTech, an electronic health record company committed to addressing the mental health crisis in the United States.
Welcome back to the Sit and Stay podcast brought to you by RipsyTech. You are joined as always by product manager Parker Anderson, who is me, that's me. And I am, as always, joined by RipsyTech founder and CEO and child psychiatrist, Tom Tarshis.
Oh, hey, Parker. And yeah, the little different setup, though we've done one of these before, so it's okay if you didn't realize that you were actually Parker Anderson.
Yeah. Well, yes, we are, if you saw from the title of the podcast episode, we're at AACAP 2025 this year in Chicago, Illinois. That is the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. We, as RipsyTech, we've been here 3 years now. This is our third year. But I believe I was listening to last year's episode and I said, oh yeah, this is my fifth AACAP, but this is actually my fifth AACAP.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been here many times for research posters before, but now I'm here as an exhibitor, a little change up, and I know you've been here as a member for a long time.
Yeah, well, and actually, yeah, so as a just member probably, back to like 2003 or so, but we've had a booth since 2009. So I've had a booth
for one of your clinics.
For one of the previous clinics, and we were, back in the day, we brought in an espresso machine, and we were the only group with like free espresso. Lots of people had coffee, and they actually don't let you do things like bring in your own espresso machine anymore.
But there's always a barista for insert pharmaceutical company.
There you go.
Here.
That's very true. And then and then over the years, it's I sort of enjoy the you get to show off your clinic or product or recruit people. So there's a little it's painful with the 80, 100-pound suitcase with different stuff to get here, but once you're here, it's fun. And
yeah, my suitcase was 48 pounds because I had 25 pounds of awesome pamphlets to carry with me this year.
And then you learn little things like bring your power pack charger for your laptop so you don't have to pay ridiculous fees for electricity at your booth at the conference. So.
Well, hopefully nobody heard us say that.
I don't care if people hear. It is ridiculous. Gotta fight.
So, all right, AACAP 2025. Last year, I was listening to last year's episode, and we talked a lot about what are we noticing this year? I mean, we're here talking as RipsyTech employees, and we are an EHR company, but we're all about helping people run their practice effectively, and that's the purpose of the podcast. If you're a returning listener, then you know all about that. And if this is your first time listening, please go listen to old episodes because we made those for you as a mental health provider. But a big focus this year with our marketing materials was this new video course that we put together.
Yeah. And this was, thanks to you and Ryan Myers for coming up with this plan that, as part of the podcast to help a lot of people start your practice, let's actually put together a professional sort of step-by-step course for people. And this is our launch of that course. Yeah,
it's if you were one of the lucky few to get one of these pamphlets designed by yours truly, which is also a fun thing to tell people. We put together all of the QR codes to our video course, hosted by Tom and edited by Ryan Myers, who's behind the microphone right now, or behind the camera. I'm behind the microphone. And yeah, we've been giving these away, and it's a completely free course and resource just to teach you everything about getting your business off the ground, going from idea to concrete, so to speak, with office policies, EIN number, liability insurance, the whole 9 yards. So that's been really popular with people. We've been getting a lot of strong feedback, and I will say Very fortunate, us being the dog logo company, that we had puppies over in the corner this year, hoping that people remember all their dog-related experiences this year. And they say, oh, yeah, they had puppies? Oh, and there was this company, RipsyTech, that had a dog logo, hoping that that goes a ways.
Yeah, and I'd say, like, this is our third year, and I still think our most popular giveaway item is our stress ball dog, RipsyTech dog.
Holding it up for the video.
But this was definitely the first year I've ever seen the puppy pen, and who doesn't love puppies? And
who doesn't love puppies? I texted a video to my wife, and she said, please adopt one, bring one home right now.
Yeah. No, but it's been, it's always, the nice thing about AACAP is there's a lot of fellows or trainees or people figuring out what they want to do in life or ready to open a practice or a business.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we've talked to so many people just starting out where what we do on the podcast and here is highly relevant. And being able to give the message that separates what Ripsy's doing as a company and being mission driven, and why we stand apart from the other EHR companies for various reasons.
Right.
It's fun to do, and face to face. It is better than the video meetings.
Yeah, I feel like I get to just have down-to-earth conversations with people and ask them questions about, like, what types of EHRs have they used, have they considered private practice, and then being able to transition to, like, oh, well, you're thinking about it, okay, here's the pamphlet, but also, check out our EHR and show them the features. A lot of people asking about AI this year, which we had a little bit of AI to show last year, but it's significantly improved in just the last year. And it's interesting because we're not the only EHR company here, and I think everybody's kind of touting their new AI features. But I think what was really cool is to say, like, yeah, okay, we have the AI scribe that everybody else is saying that they have, but we also have these other AI features that, Tom, you cooked up yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so a year ago we had, sort of a plug-in to do the scribing, and it wasn't, we did it a little bit rushed, it's fair to say, and it wasn't slick. But over the past year, in addition to sort of being on version 3 of our writing psychiatry and mental health notes, which is challenging for AI as compared to primary care, our ER notes. But then we have our AI letter writer, which, will write. No one likes writing those. We do it. It's a struggle to write letters for your patients or for other reasons, especially if you're working with kids. You have to do a lot of that. So we have the AI letter writer, which gets you 98% of the way there. And then I've been super excited about the AI feature we just launched, which is our supervisor agent.
Yeah, I had some interesting conversations with people about the supervisor agent. Do you want to explain what it is and what it does?
Yeah, and especially a conference like this where it's a lot of academic institutions, and I think a lot of our viewers will know that as you go through whatever training it is to be a mental health clinician, social worker, psychologist, nurse practitioner, a psychiatrist, the way you learn is you see patients and then you meet with a supervisor once a week, and you have an hour to describe what happened with your patients. And we always make the joke, and there's articles written about it, like things you'd never tell your supervisor. And sometimes we're not, thinking back to myself, I wasn't always honest with what happened with my patients. But in an effort to help, the educational process, because we have transcripts for all the sessions that people scribe, we created the supervisor agent where you could go in and ask a question about how the sessions have gone. For example, we have some pre-populated ones, like, was the clinician a good listener? Because to be a good therapist, the patient should be the one talking most of the time. Not always, depending on what you're treating. Mm-hmm. So we program this in, and you click the button, and the AI will review transcripts from which sessions you want and let you know what percent of the conversation was the clinician and what percent was the patient. And you can actually, we had people, I said, ask it anything you want. We had a fake patient with sessions that I did, and I said, think of the something controversial to ask, which was hard for people to do, but you could say,
right.
Was Dr. Tarshis nice to the patient? Was he polite? And put it through, and then luckily when they did that, it said yes, Dr. Tarshis was polite in the sessions. But it's a powerful tool for potentially an institution that does a lot of training. And
so interestingly, when I was having conversations with people about the supervisor agent, I kind of realized that is like a great use case for AI, but I also realized that there might be use cases for the AI of analyzing data in quick ways that kind of go beyond the supervisor agent. Like looking at things like, the breakdown of how often was the clinician talking versus the patient talking, but then I had people who were wanting could I get outcome trends described to me based off of what they're noticing, or what the AI is noticing in, is my patient getting better, and maybe is there a way to, I don't know if data visualization would be the way to go, but just have some kind of indication of progress described to you.
Yeah, and this is, this is a very soapboxy comment that compared to other fields of medicine or clinical work, mental health is far behind in our outcomes tracking. It was one of the motivators for starting the EHR, and something for whenever you're starting your practice, it's like we need to put in that effort to make sure our patients are getting better. And so, how are you going to do that as a clinic? And I always tell people what we like to do is send every patient in our clinic once a month. The kid and parents get a text message where you quickly sort of rate how you're doing in different domains, and that gives us graphing tools, and that's one way to do it. But with these full transcripts of sessions, the real power with mass data, from a research perspective, and in order to define, wow, this patient with this diagnosis and these demographics got better so fast. Let's go back and analyze what actually happened in each session, and how can that revolutionize and push forward the care for our patients. And that's what it's all about.
I love that. I had I'm curious what you think of this. I had somebody suggest to me, could AI look at my notes and potentially make just a suggestion for a possible treatment option that, I as a psychiatrist, as a problem solver, so to speak, might not have suggested.
Yeah, well, and definitely there are AI systems in primary care and other fields, and also in psychiatry that are doing that. And there's some that do you can be in the ER and the clinician is getting the symptom list, and AI will be, make sure you ask this, make sure you ask this. Our field is a little different with respect to sort of therapy sessions, and I would see that. So I don't know if it would be that would be like a live, ask this question because it disruptive to the flow of.
Right.
But is there, is the next tool the sort of AI, gold standard of care assessment, where it does look at, oh, now I'm getting excited about it, now that you mentioned it. It quickly looks at the patient characteristics and what the diagnosis is, and we know what the gold standard is at every age and diagnosis, and it can evaluate your notes and transcripts to see if you're doing that.
I don't know, I feel like I'm actually having a little bit of a butterfly effect moment right now. Somebody needs to come back in time and stop us from having this conversation because doctors are going to become obsolete through this AI model that we just cooked up.
Well, and it's, we'll, let's see, we said in 2030 that this meeting's in Hawaii, and we were like, what will the sort of state of the world, and
right.
There is research clearly showing that AI can do better at diagnosing some things. Not this work hasn't been done in mental health yet, but in other areas. And I think most doctors know, yeah, come on, you feed AI all this data, it's going to do better than even your most brilliant, experienced doctor, because it's just not a comparison. So, yeah, what does this mean? I'd have a hard time to believe that AI could really replace
the
human
human
interaction.
element, yeah.
But, I never say never. Yeah.
Goodness, I saw a research poster. I forget the name of the organization that did the poster, but it was about distributing questions. Oh gosh, I don't remember the diagnosis, but it was a specific set of questions that they used an AI avatar to disseminate these questions to their patients, and then they also had the patient's self-report and the clinician's self-report for what they observed in the patient, to track that the responses that they gave the avatar were still reliable, and it was a pilot study, and that got me thinking, because it was a fully 3D modeled AI avatar that they were speaking with to just give answers to a questionnaire, and that kind of blew me away a little bit.
Yeah, well, and some of our customers have, maybe have asked about, could there be an AI interview before my first session with the patient that collects a lot of data, and and there's a long history of sort of, hey, fill out this paper with all your symptoms and mail it in ahead of time.
Right.
I've always found that even if people do that, you just wind up having to ask about it regardless.
Sure.
And you're paid by time, like you bill and you get paid by time to do that piece. So would you until the insurance companies say, yes, you can actually include X amount of minutes for the AI completed pre-interview, I'm not sure how it fits it into an overall treatment schema, but it's something we could do.
Well, if RipsyTech ever invents one, I'm sure Rye could be the AI interviewer. That's our little assistant on the RipsyTech website. When you look in the lower right corner, it's a dog in a RipsyTech colored cardigan.
Yeah, and then we could do a study on, do we get better answers if it's a dog? What about a skunk? Should it be a dragon? Or do we let people choose? Who do you want to interview you?
All those people asking me, why is it a dog? They'll rue the day.
Yeah, so right, what it's done is it creates this endless world of possibilities, and we do need to be careful and thoughtful about, what is AI good at? What's the most practical thing to bring in? And it's easy to go down these rabbit holes.
Right.
So balancing that piece, and I think that's getting feedback from our current users on like what's important to them and what next steps should be, has helped and will continue to help guide us in what we do with AI.
100%. Well, AI and the course are two things that we brought to the conference, but we also brought a minimum viable product version of our new patient portal. Did you have a chance to show that to anybody?
Yeah, so this was one of the things that it's another one of these things that we could do a full podcast on,
I'm
the
sure.
utility. But yeah, so our goal was to have our MVP, minimum viable product, have that ready to show people at this conference, and we did pull it off by having the portal ready. And so Parker did a nice job. We spent a lot of months planning on making a clean, smooth interface, and putting in some basic features to get it started. And yeah, I'm really happy we hit that goal. And it's one of the questions, interestingly, many people ask about the portal, and now we're able to say, yes, we have one.
Right.
Very few actually wanted to see it.
Yeah. One of our customers that we met earlier this year, I speak to often, I got to meet in person for the first time yesterday, and I actually got to show him the portal. We were talking about, I feel like for a couple of months I'd been telling him, hey, yeah, like the portal's on the way, we're working on it. But then when he came up, I was like, oh, hey, like I have it on my laptop, you want to see it? And he was like, oh, sure. And I think that was a ton of fun to, well, one, just to get to see your customer in person, but then two, to, be able to back up my words with something to show. It was a cool moment.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
So any other interesting experiences this year at AACAP? Common themes that you've noticed people talking about?
Yeah, I mean, not. I think AI is definitely the theme of the conference, and especially in the industry that we're in. It will be interesting to. The other thing that's still here is there's a lot of companies that did that have some sort of standalone, measurement system or a standalone tool to help with diagnoses, but it's not integrated in any sort of EHR system. And so I think, a lot of those companies, and this is maybe the third or fourth time some people have come up in the last 4 years to talk to me about it, and not keeping up with the trends or seeing what's important or pushing product forward. We just have to be on top of those things and embracing technology and continue to make advances, and that's one of our things to do at Ripsy, and something we recommend for everyone starting their practice. But some people haven't caught on to that, or.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually my big sales pitch, when people ask me like, okay, well, what makes you guys different? My conversation was usually like, okay, well, we have the AI scribe, which everybody else kind of has. And they're like, yeah. But then getting to explain like, okay, well, we are designed by a child psychiatrist, founded by a child psychiatrist, come at things from this very mental health specific lens, very doctor friendly software. And then also, there's just so many workflows that go into handling a child patient and the information and who to contact and all of that. So that was a big piece of the discussions that I was having with people. And so it's like, as we advance, it's like, yes, okay, like the AI scribe, it's these new features that turn into like, okay, you have to have this, and everybody else is kind of doing it. But I think for us, kind of going back, like for the people that don't want to use AI, still having a note writing system that is simple and easy to fill out without the technological advances, I think that's going to end up being, those sorts of things are going to be the differentiators for people.
Very, very likely, yeah, very likely.
All right, well, anything else that you'd like to cover? Any other experiences that you've had worth mentioning?
No, I think it was, we were very busy, and we had,
very busy. Yeah.
We had, we were sort of covering a booth for our nonprofit clinic in the Bay Area also, and
right.
It's, I think my voice is healed a little bit today, but yeah, the 2 6-hour straight days of like nonstop talking, but it's energizing. Yeah. It's fun to meet people and hear their stories. And
yeah, I think now having been an exhibitor, this is our third time. You kind of get to know the other exhibitors because you're here. You see the same people a lot every single year, and so I had an opportunity to like chat with more people this year. And the recurring theme at the end of the day is my lower back hurts from standing all day. Yeah, but it's been fun. Definitely being here so many times. Seeing more of the same people and developing relationships with other people. Both as an exhibitor and just as somebody who's interested in the research and invested in the future of this industry. It's just, love being here.
Yeah, awesome. Likewise.
All right, well, I think that would be a great spot to wrap it up, unless you had a mental health business moment happen while we were gone.
I have had the business moments happen, but let's not sour the good energy around Chicago.
Good.
So
Sounds
we'll
good.
save them up for our next our next podcast.
Sounds good. All right. Look forward to that. Many episodes coming out all the time with the Sit and Stay podcast. So if this is your first time listening, please go check out other episodes. This has been a ton of fun, and if you ever want to send us any questions, get into contact with us, send us an email at sitandstay@ripsytech.com, and we will see you around.
Thanks, Parker.
Bye, Tom.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Sit and Stay podcast. Until we meet again, we invite you to sit and stay with the ideas and stories shared today. Dive deeper into how RipsyTech can support your practice by visiting us at ripsytech.com.